that is most annoying and irritating is the morally superior anti-fat activists that take fat people's content from TikTok, cut it up, upload it to TikTok, making money off of our face, our content.
I came across this TikTok and I thought to myself, I didn't know that I was in my billionaire. Oh my God, y'all. This one is hilarious. I'm gonna talk about it. This girl a mess, y'all. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra, this is Kendra Creates. This is my space where I share my life with you guys. I also talk about other stuff too, so if that sounds good to you, then make sure you are subscribed to my channel and go ahead and like this video while you are at it. So today we are going to be talking about a TikTok and TikTok's craziness. Y'all already know that I come across. And I want to play it in its entirety like I tend to do. I don't splice up TikToks, even though this creator says that anti-fat acceptance activists do this. I want to play it in its entirety and then I want to talk about it. But before I get to the TikTok, I do want to make this statement. And I think if you've been on my page for any length of time, you already know that I've been on a weight loss journey literally all my life. I lost a lot of weight. I am in the best shape and in the best health of my life. When I was heavier and at my heaviest, which was about like 387 pounds, I was in the worst shape of my life. I had sleep apnea. I had high blood pressure. I had tendinitis in my feet. They would swell. I'm talking about back pain, depression. I was miserable. And the reason why I talk about a lot of stuff with fat acceptance is because a lot of their talking points are BS. They're like personal opinions. We all have them. Anyone can get on the internet and run their trap. But a lot of the things that they say could possibly harm people. And I want to bring attention to that because someone who is younger, who is not very sure of themselves, who may be going through a lot because they are overweight, obese, heavier, or whatever, because they get picked on, because they don't have a friend group or whatever. They see these people online saying all this stuff. They feel they might have a community within the fat acceptance area. They get ensnarled by this movement, and then they wind up hurting themselves because they eventually develop health problems. And then people in fat acceptance tells them, oh, don't go to a doctor. You'll be okay. They tell them crazy stuff like that. And so that is the reason why I make these videos. And it kind of gets me up in arms that when I think about it, y'all, I think about it so much. Anyways, let's get on to the TikTok.
The most annoying group of people to deal with as a fat person on the internet is not like the dude bros making fun of me and calling me fat in my comments. It's not ED Twitter taking my videos and making me fat spell, making fun of my body and everything about so that they can starve themselves to not look like. No, it's neither of those. The group that is most annoying and irritating is the morally superior anti-fat activists that take fat people's content from TikTok, cut it up, upload it to TikTok, making money off of our face, our content, our movement, because either they were fat and hate themselves, are currently fat and hate themselves, or just hate fat people in general. I have had so many of my videos taken and put on the internet to be made fun of by a group of people that I don't know, that doesn't follow me. And every single one takes my arguments in the worst light possible and makes me seem like I'm crazy, like I don't know what I'm talking about, like, you know, I'm making everything up. And then like search through your videos and try and like point out inaccuracies to look for some kind of proof that like fat people are all lying about being happy about themselves. They're all lying about being content in their body. And like there's literally no room for nuance with that. And they all think that they're the good guy. That's the crazy. They make these videos, take people's content out of context, post it to a hostile audience, and still think that they are the good guy. That's the thing that's the most frustrating because like they think that they're in the right. Like you are a villain. You are a bad person. Leave me the fuck alone.
Okay, so much to cover. So the first thing this creator talks about is the fact that she doesn't care about the people who literally name call her, who literally degrade her, who literally dehumanize her. These aren't the worst people on the internet. The worst people on the internet are people like me, who take these fat acceptance people's TikToks and we talk about them because they aren't on YouTube. They aren't making like full length content because a lot of their takes are hot takes. A lot of the things that they say are craziness. A lot of the things that they say are just personal opinions or personal experiences. And it's just like, okay, that happened to you, but that doesn't necessarily happen to the next fat person. But the people that she despises the most are people like me. People that take these TikToks and they dissect them. They debunk them. They tell you the truth from their own experience. As someone I lived all my life in the shoes of a fat person. I can tell you every little thing that she could probably tell you. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you the perspective of someone living in Delulu land. Yes, of course, people are fat phobic and some people hate fat people. Yes. And fat people have it hard in society. Yes. But I'm also going to tell you the truth that being fat can hold you back. Yes. Should it be like that? No, not necessarily, but it is the truth. It is what it is. This is a society we live in. You can suffer real health consequences of being fat. Yes, you can. There are a lot of people that don't have those, but they're usually young. Wait until you get my age and let's see how being fat is helping your health. As a fat person, I can do everything that a thin person can do. Probably, most likely, yeah, you can. But there are some things that you can't do, literally because of your weight. And it would be either dangerous for you or dangerous for someone else in that situation, for instance, like skydiving or horseback riding or things like that. So I'm here to tell you the truth about being fat. No, you should not be dehumanized. No, you should not be discriminated against. But you should know the real consequences of being fat and how it could possibly affect your life and affect your health and the quality of your life. So why is it me, given the real deal, especially from my experience of it, so much worse than someone literally dehumanizing you, degrading you, name calling you? Because I don't do that in my videos. Maybe some other creators do, but I don't do that. I have no reason to, because the things that I talk about, they stand on their own merits. I don't have to name call anyone. I don't have to speak down on anyone. I don't have to do those things that you feel like people on the anti-fat acceptance do. And I wouldn't do that unless I felt like, hey, someone name called me. Yeah, I'm not going to just be like, okay, I'm probably going to name call them back, just being real. But we have to unpack it as to why this creator feels like anti-fat acceptance people are the real true villains. And then she goes on to talk about that these types of people are three types of people. They were fat and they hated themselves. They are fat and they hate themselves. Or I forget the other person that she talked about we were supposedly. But what about the subset of people that are really concerned for others? I know that you are fat and you can live your life however you want to live your life and you can do whatever you want to do and you have body autonomy. That's great. Everyone does. Everyone should have that, shall I say. But some people are so wrapped up into this world that they really can't see on the other end and the other side. they really don't think that they will ever have any true health consequences of being fat. They really don't think about how different their life could be if they were to drop weight, because they feel like you've implanted and ingrained in their head that, oh, you don't have to live by society standards and being smaller. But a lot of these people really want to be smaller because they want to have an easier life, because they want to do very simple things like go in a department store and just go pick clothes off of a rack. Something as simple as that. And then, you wouldn't be going on 10-minute long TikTok rants to talk about how you can't go into a store and shop for clothes. And I feel like you do have to live around society. Like you can be whatever you want to be, true indeed, but society is what it is. By you continuously being fat, you're not going to change how society is. It is just what it is. And if you look very different from people, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're going to have people look at you, criticize you, whatever the case may be, because society sucks or whatever, but it is what it is. And you have to live with the consequences of your own decisions and your own choices. And she also decided to call us morally superior. And I don't think that anyone who is anti-fat acceptance think that they're morally superior. Just because I was once fat and I decided to lose weight and I'm like a normal size or whatever, it doesn't mean that I am any better than you, or my morals are higher than yours, or I feel like I am, quote unquote, fitting in with society now. Because to be honest and to be real with you, I got more attention as a larger girl than I get now. And maybe that has something to do with where I live in the world, and maybe because I'm older now, I don't know. But let me tell you, girlfriend, back in the day, I was hot stuff, and I was a hot girl or whatever, and all the guys liked me or whatever, and I liked myself. And I felt like she was just jumping to conclusions that, former fats like loathed themselves and hated themselves, and they were just trying to fit in with society. That's why they lost the weight. And it just wasn't the case. I had to fight a lot of the demons or whatever that fat people did. Yes, of course, when I was younger. But by the time I got to college, I did not care. I did not care. And I think that's what a lot of people who are non-Black have to struggle with, because being a little thicker or whatever is more accepted in the Black community. It really is. Let's be honest. Let's tell the truth. And I'm from the South, and it's more accepted there because the obesity rates are higher. So I didn't have problems fitting in. I didn't have self-esteem problems as far as my weight goes. I didn't hate myself, and I didn't change myself for society. I changed myself because there was no way that I was gonna go out like that, being in my 30s and having health problems leading me to an early grave for something that I could change. And this is why I talk about what I talk about, because I don't want people to be in this place in life where they feel like they can't change. So they're just going to accept it, and it's just going to be however it is, which will eventually lead them to an early demise or a poor quality of life. And I love how she says people just splice up her videos and take everything she says out of context, and they, you know, put this on the internet, and they give it to like a hostile environment, and, you know, people make fun of her and blah 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 blah. Baby girl, believe me, you don't need any help in that realm at all, okay? Because like you say, people hate you just for existing. People hate you just because you're fat. Like these anti-fat acceptance videos, like it doesn't make anyone like hate you more, you know, because they hate you for existing. But some of the stuff that fat acceptance says is crazy. It's insane. It's wild. It makes zero sense. And yes, there are going to be people that take your videos and do commentary on them. And nothing is wrong with that, because anything you put out on the web is fair game. As long as someone is taking it and fairly using it, and they are abiding by the copyright laws set forth in the country. And that's pretty much how it is with the United States, because yeah. And she's like, people are making money off of her existence or whatever. And it's just like, joke's on you, because I'm not even making that much money. But there are larger creators who regularly do videos on creators and everything. And I looked in her comments, and one that she referred to, or people that were watching her video referred to, was Sam at Every Size. And they were talking about how she's such a demon and she is an evil person and this and that and that and this. And I'm just like, are we talking about the same person? Because I'm like, Sam is just like so chill and relaxed or whatever. And like, I don't see her being like that at all. But it's just shoot the messenger. You know, they don't want to hear the message. They don't want to hear that how they greatly affect people and how these messages can be taken in and people can have great consequences to themselves by continuing to stay in this fat acceptance movement. I don't think people are very aware of the influence that they have on people, especially young people, like I said, who may not have a friend group, who may be outcasts of society, who may have low self-esteem, who may be depressed. They're just finding a way to fit in. And man, it could come with such dire consequences. Fat acceptance was not around really when I was growing up and young, but I'm pretty sure if it was, or if it was around, I didn't know anything about it. If it was, I know I would have been a part of it. And I would have been like all in it, you know, and I would have been one of these people who lived in Delulu land, who, you know, were like standing up for fat people or whatever. And I think that's the thing about it, right? Because I feel like a lot of them think if you aren't fat acceptance, then you must hate fat people. And they aren't one and the same. Because I know how it feels to be fat. If someone is going to be fat, they're going to be fat, regardless. If they don't want to lose weight, they're not going to lose weight, regardless. And I feel like those people should have a place in society. They should not be discriminated against. They should not be harassed. They should be able to have the things that normal human beings have. Right, yes, of course. I feel like they should have basic human rights. Yes. But I feel like a lot of times fat acceptance feels like they can do everything that normal sized people in society do. And you really can't because of your size. And it's not saying like we don't want fat people doing this, but like I said before, sometimes it's a safety issue. Sometimes people don't want to be liable for certain things. Sometimes you should be thinking about the comfort and the space of people around you. For instance, on airplanes, in airplane seats. We've saw that argument a million times, right? There is like a fine line between anti-fat acceptance and bullying. I can see the points that she has. However, they land pretty flat. I thought the TikTok was hilarious, personally, me. And, you know, I am not going to stop. And I don't think Sam at Every Size or anybody else is going to stop, because a lot of us former fats have the experience and we know how detrimental weight can be to our lives. And we've lived those lives where we were knocking on death's door, you know? And now that we're on the other side, we can see how great of a quality of life we have. And it's not superficial things like buying clothes and dating. It's not at all, because baby, I never had a problem getting a man, okay? And I always bought all my clothes online anyway, so it really didn't matter. So I hope you guys like this video. I am not going to stop with the things that I say, because if I reach just one person, I know I've done my job at the end of the day. But you know what? I'll take this villain arc and I will run with it. I'll see you guys on the next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate you. Bye-bye. Oh, and make sure you continue to spread kindness in a world full of hate, because whatever she say, I'm gonna be kind about it. I might have a little attitude or whatever, but you know, put a little sprinkle on it, whatever, a little spice, a little seasoning, but I'll see you guys on the next time.